progress. Recording stopped.
All right, welcome back, viewers. We want to sincerely apologize for that technical hitch, but we've been able to just get back online, so we apologize for that. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your presence, just being here with us on this digital platform. And we also just want to get engaged back with our speaker who was giving us some insightful information. So we apologize for that, but we have everything back on track. And we're glad to have you here. So because he's our, we can be able to this particular summit so much. And now we want to bring back our speaker who's giving us the information to come up back on liquid intelligence technologies. We'd like to just continue from there. So welcome. He is the group officer at Liquid Intelligence Technologies. So thank you so much, and over to you, Mr. Roberts, as you guide us through the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian, for your introduction. I just want to talk today best practice implementing a government cloud. This is Ben Roberts. I'm technology and innovation at Liquid Intelligence Technologies. So I'll jump straight in. I think, first of all, when you're considering government cloud, the first thing to think about is the services that you are intending to deliver. And we had a recent visit in Kenya from Kirsty Kalilade, who is the president. She's just stepping down, but she's former president of Estonia. I think she finished in this week, actually. But she came to Kenya and she talked a lot about some of the things Estonia has been doing and the digital identities and you know, that's been happening on Estonia. But they were very much, despite being a small country, very much a world leader in digital government and being a digital country. To the extent you can even get citizenship, you know, online and without having ever visited Estonia. So, you know, one thing that she's been quoted as saying, she says, Estonia offers more transparency and less bureaucracy. Estonia has a competitive advantage today because our society, and this is achieved by having, you know, services as a government, but you know, running on government clouds. I think one has to think what it is that we're trying to achieve, and it really has to start with service delivery. With the citizen at the heart of service delivery services. But let's start, you know, first of all, with workers. So government is a large employer in the country and has many people working in government departments, civil servants, teachers, hospitals. All of these are employed by the government, you know, if you're considering a government, if you're a government cloud, if you want it to be successful, you have to consider your employees, your workforce first, because they're the ones that are going to use your government cloud and use your government services. Now, I've got a much familiar picture I've used in presentations here, but you know, more now than ever before is the time that we can, you know, enable our workforce with you know, with cloud-based digital services. Certainly, you know, we look at companies that in Kenya that were further advanced down their paths of digital transformation. They're able to adapt to working from home much faster. And companies like ourselves, Safaricom and others, they even sent their call center staff home. Everybody's been working home and having, you know, using cloud services to be able to do their job from anywhere. You know, government, not so much. I mean, government, you know, I think people have been having to go to offices to use systems that are based in the office, been working from home. But, you know, if we can make our systems and cloud-based systems flexible enough that our employees are going to use them, and it's going to make them more productive, make them more, you know, agile in their work, be able to use ICT to make their life easier and not make their life more difficult. Systems shouldn't be making our employees more difficult. So services that offers consider the people that are going to be using it first of all, and how to make them more productive in their work. And I think that's, it's a key. But I've been, look at government cloud services. Most government cloud-based services are provided. So Kenya has been leading in some of these areas in terms of the regional maturity of Kenyan government, and e-citizen is a well-known service. iTax as well has been very much around for a few years, and the adoption has been picking up. A recent digital economy report from Dalberg reported that 49% of Kenyans are aware of e-government services. 55% use those services, and some people do need a bit of help. They have Huduma centers, but it means that we're seeing increasing adoption. I know that Kenya Revenue Authority this year reported over 5 million taxpayers, up from about 4 million the previous year, because they were able to, by using the iTax and registering online, making things easier for citizens to access government services. So, start with who you're trying to target, employees or citizens, but also, why not businesses? So this slide I have here, this is from HMRC website, Human Collection Service in the United Kingdom, but it's talking about how the HMRC APIs are working. So they have different systems that are there within the tax department for collecting VAT, corporate tax, other types of taxes, have done a certain amount of integration, but providing APIs for private companies who are taxpayers to be able to use these systems and make it easier for people to pay tax. So whether it's an employer paying for its PAY for its employees, or you're paying your business tax or VAT or anything else, by using APIs, by using third-party software, whether this be your ERP systems or your or specific tax accounting software, by exposing APIs to private sector companies, making it easier to use those government services that businesses have to use. So there's a number of online services that are provided by government of Kenya, which are used by companies in private sector and taxes. Just make it easy, make it easy for people to use. This also was mentioned, back to my friend, the president of Estonia. She also mentioned this was in Kenya. She talked about how Estonia had adopted its digital identity. What made it successful was the way that the private sector adopted this and were able to then build on things like identity and then build digital services. This is what really can enhance growth of the digital economy. I've been a big supporter of Huduma number, and I think it's. I'm hoping to see that it will roll out soon. A lot of data collection has been done, and some cards have been issued. By having such systems as this, a digital identity, if we use these same techniques, exposing APIs, then whilst securing and protecting data, keeping data sensitive, but being able to open up APIs that will enable companies to authenticate somebody who are using a digital identity. This is what's happening in the Estonian model. By doing this, then it's going to help e-commerce. It's going to help all sorts of businesses from being able to grow and prosper and grow their digital businesses. National addressing scheme is another key, and then there's a pilot going underway in Nairobi to put in a new national addressing scheme. But again, if this can be exposed by APIs to companies doing deliveries, the licensed couriers who are doing delivery for e-commerce and for postal services, that can again make a more efficient digital economy and improve our digital services in many ways. By doing this, it empowers ISVs, independent software vendors, to create innovation on top of government platforms, government cloud-based platforms. So I think it's a key consideration for what are the services you're trying to achieve. It's about your employees, about your citizens, about the businesses that you want to grow and grow a digital economy sector. In order to achieve this, let's get back to basics and talk about infrastructure. What infrastructure do I need? where do I put my infrastructure? What about the connectivity challenges and all of these things? And I've been using this little picture on the left here for a fun number of years now, but I like to bring it out. I've refreshed it now with the new logo, with Liquid Intelligent Technologies, having rebranded. I've been saying that Africa is cloud ready since 2015, and I say that from the experience of living in Kenya. I've lived in Kenya since 2013. When I first arrived, there were too many network outages, I guess, of links from the subsea landing to Nairobi. To be able to use cloud-based services, applications were a bit clunky with latencies and everything else. But some things happened around 2015 around there. A lot of resilience was built into networks in Kenya. We're having multiple fiber routes from Nairobi to Mombasa and then into Uganda and other places. So we're seeing a very resilient backbone. We're seeing data centers in Nairobi having 100% uptime in terms of the connectivity to the rest of the world and to Mombasa and other places. Then there was a convergence of the fact that applications were becoming easier to use. Things like the Microsoft suite and other things were using HTTPS, were working better over higher latency. So we've been able to use cloud services in Kenya, having reliable networks to our businesses, to our offices, to our homes, since around then, but it's really accelerated in the last couple of years. We've had coronavirus and people using more cloud-based calling, and even this call I'm now is using a cloud-based webinar platform. And I'm doing this from London, and it's going to be, so it's we're seeing the complete readiness is there. Data centers are in the country. Choice of data centers in Kenya, being able to use data centers in the rest of the world and elsewhere in Africa, or in Europe or North America. Where if you're building your own data centers or building your own government cloud, you do need to take advantage of positioning in the places where the resilient networks are. So we see that Nairobi and Mombasa connected by very resilient networks. Along the way between Nairobi and Mombasa, we have the government data center in Kenya. So it's taking advantage of having that network resilience between the two major cities, in the country. But you wouldn't necessarily want to go and put a government data center in Lamu, for instance, where you have a server, and you could have a risk of a network being lost in a remote part of the country. So thinking about your strategy of your infrastructure, and it's key to also put your government services onto the exchanges of the country. So internet exchanges is where all of the operators come and connect into and peer with access networks, peer with content networks. And in Kenya, we have internet exchange points in Mombasa, in East Africa Data Center in Nairobi. Even if you have a government cloud and it's being in another location, it's important to put all of the services that are on the government cloud on the exchange point, peer with all the major operators so that people can access the government cloud service. But coming to that, a next important strategy of cloud is to use partnerships. Don't try and do it all yourself. Governments will not be able to replicate own parallel own everything. It isn't a strategy. You end up doing a lot of capital expenditure, operational expenditure. The basis for using cloud is around sharing resources. It's around cutting your costs by lowering your energy costs, lowering your data center costs, lowering your server costs by sharing, and that's the economics of cloud. So by using hybrid infrastructures, using some public cloud, using some private cloud, it enables governments to keep their data secure. Particularly soft data they regard as being important. Keep it in your own private cloud infrastructure, but you can still leverage the power of public cloud, and also work with telcos, local telcos on the last mile connectivity. Your government offices all need cloud if there's this, but many of the buildings where government offices are sit, they're already connected by private sector operators. Governments don't need to run their entire network for all government offices. This is not the norm in the world. Normally the local telcos would be the ones providing services to government to do that. But you can encourage local innovation, and I don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel by create your own every type of service. So some services are more generic. I talked about productivity, things like using Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, and other other types of productivity services. They're there, and they can be productivity, but bespoke applications. Governments can create their own applications, their own software, use local innovators to do this. So if governments are adopting and using public cloud, it can also be conducive to those public cloud providers coming into the country and investing in the country. We see it has emerged as a connectivity hub, and we're seeing that a lot of the global cloud players are starting to come to Kenya now with data center presences, edge nodes, and it won't be long before we see a very large hyperscale company come to Kenya. The infrastructure is ready, the data centers for that, the networks there to support, and the market is ready to support it. Users in Kenya, including government, there to be able to consume hyperscale cloud. But then just on this, a final point really is that cloud services, a key feature of cloud is it's OpEx based, and you pay what you use. And this may require governments to think about their procurement processes. Often procurement processes are fixed tender processes, and you say, yes, we will consume this, we will use this for the next 4 years. But when you are just paying what you use, this how many CPUs you use, you might want to think about a different model in a procurement process. It's not necessarily a fixed tender, fixed price. You're using as you grow, so you need some flexibility. Thought about the procurement process for consumption-based OpEx services. But the last thing I want to pick up on is cyber security and data protection. So the picture on the right is what we are calling so a row of people getting into. Now, as people are more working from home, and we're seeing more people accessing cloud-based systems anywhere on the go, it is very important that the workforce in the government are following the right processes of not sharing passwords and other such things. When you see the phishing attacks, reporting these to IT and not just clicking on links. These are the types of things that are very important. We can't have government services being compromised, and the most easy way for government cloud services to be compromised is actually who may have accidentally clicked on something, or maybe even be a malicious insider who is trying to do something strange. I think that we've heard about some hacking attempts at Kenya Revenue Authority. Somebody taking a device into the office. I think we've read about it in the press. So your workforce is your first defense against your network, and so we're helping customers train up their workforce. We have a platform training up the workforce on or virtual desktops or remote desktop services, Citrix, these type of applications. This can make a secure link between the device that your worker is using back to the government cloud. I think this again is a large feature of the government Conza data center. That they have remote desktop infrastructure there, so that offices in offices all over the country can, or even people working from home can access securely the government services. So I think that would be for me, the conclusion today. I hope that I hope it's useful. I think we want to just really think about what are the what are the reasons and what are the ways to do government cloud, and I hope that's useful, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a day. We are now almost at the end of day 2 of the first or the inaugural Africa e-Government Summit. We've had so many speakers. I won't even try to summarize the proceedings because, it's been a ton of information, good debates, good discussions, good interactions from the platform. So really, really exciting. I think this is a journey that we want to carry on with you. We want you to follow us. We want you to engage with us as we bring this discussion forward and as we get more people getting into this space. So before I close this event, there are a few things we want to give away. And this is, we have few winners who have been amazing on the platform. They've been interacting and asking questions and engaging with different people. So the first prize for day 1 goes to Yusuf Ndeshi. Yusuf Ndeshi, you get a 1-year free subscription of CIO Africa magazine. And the second is the Sayo Albend. Sayo, my friend, you get a 1-year subscription of CIO Africa magazine as well. So the team will reach out to you. And for day 2, we have the first winner, Twahir Hussein, a brother from another mother, who is the founder at Lamuka Hub. Twahir, you get a free complimentary ticket to the CIO 100 Gala Awards. And Njeri Gitau from Gertrude's Hospital, you also get a free complimentary ticket to the CIO 100 Awards. So there you are. We have 4 winners. Congratulations to the winners, and we hope you enjoy your subscriptions and you also enjoy the event that is coming up. So as I close, I want to encourage everyone. When I started, I talked about a movement that we need to start, and I think this is the right time to start that movement, and this is the African e-Government Caucus. So if you're interested in joining the caucus, if you're interested in being part of the caucus, please reach out to us. Our contacts are all over. So please reach out to us and, we can onboard you. Interestingly, yesterday I received a lot of calls from different people who are interested, organizations, individuals. So it's like-minded individuals and organizations. Let's build this. Let's build a connected Africa. Let's build a caucus that will be able to advise governments, will be able to advise private sector people around issues e-government. Then I want to take this opportunity again to thank you. You've been with us since yesterday. we've seen the interaction. So thank you so much for being on the platform. We really hope that you manage to network effectively. We hope that you manage to get new contacts from the platform. You manage to benefit from being part of this event. You learned new things. You're wiser. So we really thank you for being part of this. I also want to thank our panelists, our speakers, our moderators for delivering the content that they have. I think this has been it's been awesome. I've loved every presentation and every panel discussion that has been going in. So there's so much that we've learned over this period. So thank you so much to the moderators. Thank you to the speakers. Thank you so much to the different panelists. And also I want to thank our sponsors. This is Entrust, who are our gold sponsors, Entrust and Microsoft. Thank you to AWS, to Liquid. Thank you so much. Without you guys, it would not be possible for us to have this event. So thank you. We can't thank you enough. And we hope that you'll be able to support this event again next year, because now this will be an annual event that we will be holding. So thank you for that. And last but not least, I want to thank my team, the CIO Africa team. You've been awesome. So thank you so much for all the work, from conceptualizing this forum to the execution that has been awesome. Power glitches here and there, which have given us a bit of a run, but all around, I think it's been a good event. So thank you so much for all the hard work that you guys have given. So with those few remarks, I want to release you and to tell you that you can continue networking on the platform. You can continue to engage on the platform. Please engage us. Tell us where you feel we need to improve for the next event. Tell us who you think we should reach out to bring into the caucus. But we want us to be engaged. Let's engage and let's bring this continent to the next level. Thank you so much and have a really good afternoon here from CIO On Air Studios.